vision being seen across Azeroth. A radiant song. We believe it's a warning, but we're unsure of its meaning. Meet me in Silithus. We must ask Azeroth's speaker what this vision means.
All right. What's the going value of a guild these days? Hey, Tor. I don't know, man. I don't know what the going value of a guild is, man. What do you expect me to do? Why do you expect me to know all that, man? Alright, meet me in Silithus and see what that means. So, we're gonna go to Syphilis. Not syphilis. Silithus. Slithilus. Hufflepuff.
Another vision. You saw it too.
They're growing stronger.
Sounds like it.
Well met.
Never before has Azeroth called out so strongly to us, and despite its radiance of these visions, I fear that there's a dark reason for them. The war within.
Together, we are strong.
We're all here. Good. Let's find out what the Radiant Song is trying to tell us.
For Azeroth.
Alright.
Let honor guide your path.
There's strong evidence that the Radiant Song is a warning from Azeroth herself, a cry for help. That is why we are here. If the vision is truly Azeroth's message, Magni will know what she is trying to tell us. He should be in the Chamber of the Heart. Let's go.
Together, let's hope Magni has some answers.
I hear no one's seen him for a few years.
He'll be there. He has to be.
Alright. In all seriousness, Tor, I do not know what the going price for a guild is.
We've been trying to
Oh, look! Small indie company. Small indie company, guys. Look at this. I'm so glad that we get to beta test this.
Azeroth needs
Small indie company.
and so
Yeah?
we.
Yeah. The electric slide. Throws electric.
I got no counsel for you. No advice.
I know why you're here. The visions. Azeroth's voice. Heard across the lands. You thought I would know what she was trying to tell us? Well, you thought wrong.
Sometimes destiny whispers.
I haven't spoken to Azeroth in years. At first I didn't feel the need. Then I realized I started to resent her for leaving me like this. And now, I'm not even sure if I can. Magni is in an abusive relationship with Azeroth. Poor Magni. Poor Magni. But I know the stakes, and the radiant song of hers foretells something dire, and we need to know what. First, we need to prepare the chamber heart. Can you start the consoles up nearby? He hasn't even bothered to turn the consoles on. What an absolute depression circle this guy's in.
Of Azeroth. She hasn't been speaking to me.
Magni's a battered house husband.
After all I gave, she left me like this. Unable to feel the warmth of my kin's embrace. So, let's be clear. I'm doing this for all of you, not for her.
Magni's point of view. She sucked me dry. She took everything from me. Oh, Magni.
Azeroth.
This will be a struggle. I'm a bit rusty with the whole speaking to the soul of the world thing. But the ritual is prepared. And that's it, I suppose. I'm ready. Let's begin. I'll begin speaking with her. Though I'll warn you, champion. Might be for the last time. Oh, no. Are you ready? Yeah, let's go.
Fight. Azeroth, speak to me. What are you trying to tell us?
Why won't you give me my kids back?
Hear her voice. I can see it. The place she's calling us to.
Where, Magni? Where must we go?
Oh, Thrall can move regularly now.
Called.
Magni!
Oh no, Magni got wrecked. Thione? Thane? Welcome. Toron? Welcome. It's electric. Dun, dun, dun.
The time for dreaming is over.
Locust Walker told us that the people of his homeworld once received a vision unlike the Radiant Song. And then Koresh fell to shadow. Huh. Why am I just noticing that now? Am I dumb? Did I not read the quest text before? Did I not understand that they mentioned Koresh in the opening quests of the World Souls, like the War Within? It was in front of us the whole time. We knew we were going to Koresh. They mentioned it. Like, they actually mentioned it. That's insane. Huh. Azeroth's voice.
Will endure.
This has never happened before. Magni, the speaker of Azeroth, why would communing with her cause him to collapse? Well,
Control your power, or it will control you. I know what must be done.
Magni appears stable for now, but he's still not responsive. We need to get him treatment quickly. I'll open a portal to Dalaran. Follow us when you can.
We all have our ghosts. Hopefully we can revive him. Meet us in Dalaran when you're able.
Why couldn't you just teleport me too? Jaina, you're an archmage. Get it together. Get it together.
He tried to commune directly with Azeroth. It seems the strain was too much.
Da, what have you done to yourself this time?
Yeah, what a concerned daughter. Oh, you old fool. What have you done now? Why have you fallen down the stairs? Greg, welcome.
You've arrived just in time.
Troubling times ahead, but aren't they always?
Take care, my friend.
I am unsure why the Speaker of Azeroth would end up in such a state, attempting to, well, speak with Azeroth. All we can do is wait for Magni to recover.
You are always appreciated.
Alright,
Have you
Moira.
heard anything I need to know?
Father, Da, what have you gotten yourself into this time? You can't leave us like this.
Mind yourself, champion. We need you.
Moira takes a deep, centering breath. We need to let Bran and me son know what happened. They're at Dalaran's visitor center. Could you go get him for me? Father needs his family right now.
We will. You'll likely find Dagran with his nose in a book. It's why he insisted we come to Dalaran.
Now, let's listen to the stay a while and listen.
Hey
because-
now, listen, you old coot. I know you always meant right by me. You didn't know that I chose to stay with the Dark Irons. intentions were, my husband died. Because of you, I hated you for taking him from me. My anger built a wall neither of us could ever get through. And now, we may never get the chance. But my son, my little Dagrin, he needs you. I guess so do I. Loath as I am to admit it, you were never the best father. But you can still be a good granda.
A
So
good
please,
granda.
wake up.
The emotion that they gave to this, to the opening quests, like, this is like, what? 8 quests deep, and all of a sudden he's dying. I think that they could have forgone this. They could have done everything else. They could have got him to speak to Azeroth. You know, everything could have still happened. He could have had the reaction he did, but he could have been fine. Daniel, thank you for joining from the posts. Hope you're doing well today, my friend. You know, he could have taken all of, like, everything that happened and still happened, except he didn't get hurt. And then in the opening scene when we're fighting the Nerubians, he gets hurt when he fights the general dude, and then he's in, like, this little coma. That would have built the tension for this scene a lot better, I think. I don't think this served to be as emotional as they wanted it to be. Hello, Dizzy. Welcome. Alright, well. Yeah, but it didn't get as emotional as they wanted it to be, for sure. To everybody who's over on the Purple app, thank you so much for stopping by. I see like 1 or 2 comments have gone through. One of them was filtered out as spam, so I'm assuming it was a bot. But thank you guys for interacting, especially on the TikTok. And to those of you who are watching on the TikTok and you know, haven't popped over to the Purple app, same name over there. It's Slimes Plays. And I would love to see you in both of the chats. But you don't have to. No, I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just telling you that you have the option. Jock Poo, welcome. Alright. Dalaran's Visitor Center. Here we are. Bam.
Have you seen these new tomes, Uncle Bran? They must be from Drenton's library.
Loads of forgotten knowledge.
Hey there, champion. Dagger and I were just pursuing some local books. And whatnot. Lad couldn't be more excited for his first visit to Dalaran. What brings you here?
Truth is out.
I hope Granda's alright.
Yeah, Magni's almost dead, bro.
I never got to spend much time with him.
Don't worry, lad. Magni's made of stern stuff. Pardon the pun.
Yeah, he rocks. He rocks. But that's just my personal opinion. I think that the story... You would have gotten this... Like, you still had the same beat of Magni being hurt. It just would have meant a little bit more, I feel. But
You need a
that's just
hammer?
me.
Or an open hand?
That's just me, though. Bronzebeard
The
family.
3 hammers stand as one.
It's good for us to all be in one room together, even if the reason is so dire. My father really hasn't been part of Dagran's life. But I mean to change that. You have my word. Thank you, Phil Slimes.
I dismiss you.
That's champion to you. Moira, that's champion to you.
Are you alright?
Aye, lass, but I saw a vision of destruction. And the name
A mighty welcome.
Algar.
Kaz
Isn't
Algar.
it dead yet?
Well, that was quite the nap. I wasn't expecting Azeroth to be so loud to normal folk. She's gently calling out, but without her connection, it was like she was screaming. Directly into my crystal noggin. I saw it though. Kaz Algar. An island of earthen, bathed in fire and smoke. That's where Azeroth is trying to lead us. Can you help me with understanding something? What would that be? Well, that is what we need to protect. What is this new mount buff? Can you explain it to me? I can. So, for all intents and purposes, they've increased the mount drops of all of the old world content. Fairly much all of the old world content. I think there's a couple of things that aren't affected, but like, let's say I really want Midnight. Well, I've been running Karazhan for Midnight pretty much since, you know, I could solo the place. So what, maybe, could you solo it in Wrath? I think you could. I think by the end of Wrath, a paladin could solo that place. Anyway, I think I was starting to solo it at least as early as Cataclysm. And I was farming since Cataclysm, and I still haven't gotten it. But I guarantee you, if I went to go now and get it, I could probably get it in a couple of runs. So it basically takes the chance of that mount and increases it by, I think it's 30% in total. Like, it equals out to 30% more mount drops. But, like, let's say you do farm Midnight, and Midnight's a 1% drop. Well, with this buff, it's a 30% drop now. Or 31 technically percent drop. But, like, let's just say, for all intents and purposes, it's a 30% buff to getting a chance at the mount. And it's not just the mount. Like, unique transmogs and stuff would also... and how often can you do runs? Do they still reset weekly? So, this is the beauty about an MMO where you have multiple characters. You can run the same instance on different characters. It's not an account lockout, it's a character lockout, right? So, I have several Demon Hunters, I have several DKs, I have several Paladins, I have several capped 80s. I can definitely run multiple of the same instance on different characters. But now, instead of having to run Karazhan 100 times in a span of, you know, a week, I might only have to run Karazhan 10 times. There's a literal 10% chance increase that I'm going to get a mount from that. And to prove that this is a thing, look, like, I logged in the other week to do some leveling. I was a level 32 Demon Hunter. And what dropped for me? But the Chrono Corsair. Okay? The Chrono Corsair dropped. Right? Do you know what else dropped, like, the next day when I was leveling again in the dungeons? Because the time, like, the mounts? The Infinite Time Reaver dropped. I've been farming this since Time Walking introduced it. Like, since they brought this mount out, I was after it. And I just managed to get it within the last week. And I got it back to back with the Chrono Corsair. That's really cool. I haven't had any luck at Onyxia and the Lich King mount. Still no luck. So I've done one run of Ice Crown. And I also didn't get it. But when we cap this character and we get some gear on it, I am going to try to get some old world raid farming done. Because I think there's a lot of good pieces in there, and I still have some transmog pieces that I want to get. I'm a transmog, you know, connoisseur. I like making my characters look cool. But yeah, Magnet. Well, that was quite the yeah. Discuss the next step with
How's Olga? The Titan installation mentioned in Alderman's records.
And it may now be in danger. We must convene the council.
Anything that was obtainable that wasn't above like a certain rank.
Good to see.
So like, you wouldn't be able to go get the elite sets, but you could still get like the Savage Gladiator set and all that stuff. Like you can still get those with marks and stuff. Yes, you can.
We will defend Azeroth together.
I must discuss Magni's revelation with the council, Dalaran. Please wait here while we convene. I will wait for
Be
you.
mindful. Once more, Dalaran is called to the aid of our world. Magni? Azeroth showed me a vision of a city in flames in the ancient lands of Kaz Algar. Her voice was desperate. We must act quickly. Archmage Drendon has proposed, and the council agrees, that we bring the full force of Dalaran to this Kaz Algar. Make ready, our people, and prepare the city for teleportation. Whatever lies ahead, we will face it together.
Oh yeah. No, Rue, don't even worry about acting like a noob. Everybody starts somewhere. I'm not one of those guys that are gonna be like, you haven't been playing for the past 18 years, so you don't know anything, you noob. Everybody has been a new person. Everybody's been a new player. I was a noob. You were a noob. Swifty's been a noob. Hobbs has been a noob. Any mythic raider at one point and another has been a noob. So don't let that weigh on you. Okay. I just got a PC for the first time in 27 years, and WoW was the first game that I downloaded. Hell yeah, brother. Well, first off, I'm jealous that you can afford to build or purchase a PC that you feel is a good investment for yourself, which is that's down the line. We're going to upgrade because we're on a laptop right now. We're doing all this from a laptop, and we will eventually build ourselves a custom PC that we'll probably build ourselves, and it'll be good to go. Orlando, welcome. Salty, welcome. I've been saving for almost 8 years. I feel you on that. Oh yeah, man. My one hope is that I might not get famous. You know, I might not get tons of followers. I might not get subscribers on my on the purple app. I might not get subscribers on the red and white app. But I hope that at some point the publicity causes a revenue stream to form at some point in which it can funnel money into a fund of which I get a new PC built because I desperately want a new PC. I really do. This is such a good laptop, and I really appreciate the love of my life, my girlfriend, letting me use this, but I need to get a PC at some point. It's been eating at me, and I want to get one. All right. Mysterious warning. The council has decided. We travel to Kaz Algar. Dalaran will teleport as soon as we're able. Will you lend us your aid in the preparations? Of course.
Remain vigilant.
I almost went with Starforge PCs until my old high school friend and I reconnected, and he built mine for. Oh hell yeah, buddy! Hell yeah. W friend. W choice. I would, as much as getting a pre-built, as much as getting a pre-built is probably easier. It's been a goal of mine to build a PC from scratch, so I want to. I just had to buy the parts, and he came over and built it, and I paid him in beer and pizza. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. And then, you know, it's funny. I have a buddy I could probably do that to as well. He is he's an IT tech for schools, and he works with computers and shit all day. He builds computers and shit all day. So he would be the perfect person to con and to help me with that. But yeah, no, that's awesome. W friend and WU. That's a good time. Beer and pizza is always good. Pizza. God damn. Cottage, welcome. Hope you are doing well. I didn't trust myself. Hey, if you're not confident in yourself that you can do it, that's okay. That's why you have friends that know how to do that stuff.
It is a world.
Our citizens must be prepared. Dalaran's departure. Can you ask around the city if anyone needs or requires aid? But also, I'd like to ask you to speak to Bran and Archmage Drendon. They both have concerns that need to be addressed before we depart for Khazalgar.
It's good to have you on our side. Inquiring minds just got to know.
If we're going to be exploring the new lands of Khazalgar, I'll be needing help from the Explorers Lead, but it won't be alone this time. The Explorers Lead will be teaming up with the Reliquary again, just like on the Dragon Isles. They're calling themselves the Algari Expedition this time around. I'm just a bit worried to see that they're still getting along. Exploring can tear people apart easily as it binds them together. Can you go check on them at least?
Keep your eyes on the horizon.
Okay. And what do you want? Totally not evil Archmage Drendon. Like, obviously bad from the beginning. Magni's vision foretells Khazalgar of enduring some turbulent times. That's a pun on turbulent timeways. Why did I not get that before? Why am I missing all of these? That's a pun on turbulent timeways. Okay. And it's the best to ensure that Dalaran is ready for the worst. Here is a wand. It'll strengthen Dalaran's defenses. Alright? It'll strengthen Dalaran's defenses. We'll just wave it at strategic points and strengthen our magical defenses. I'd hate to break an SSD or a CPU. Oh, yeah, it would be awful. Just awful.
If Khazalgar is under attack, we must prepare for the worst. You'll need to perform the strengthening spell in key locations. The wand will do the rest.
Strengthening spell. Boogity boogity. I definitely feel you on that, Almighty. that would actually break my heart. Especially since, you know, SSDs I'm not worried about. RAM can be finicky, dude. RAM can be very finicky. If you don't put RAM in the correct way, that's awful. That could be awful. Okay. Strengthening spell. I was so nervous I almost made Micro Settler assemble it. Oh, no, dude. You did yourself a favor. Micro Center would have butchered it, probably. Because I didn't want him to feel responsible or bad if he broke something on accident. Yeah, but the good thing is that if your buddy's like as good as you say with computers,
We will persevere.
he's used to doing that at such points that I don't think you'd have to worry about that. And I'm sure if it did happen, he would probably be able to at least give you a solution on how to get by until it was done, right? He was almost. I was almost at. He was almost adamant in doing it and saving me 250 a second. Yeah, you like, and your PC wouldn't have functioned correctly. I guarantee it.
Elune adore.
Salutations, hero. It must have been. It was quite excited to see Kazalgar. There's so much to explore there.
Farewell.
Huh, it's sweet of Bran to check in on us. Let him know that we're getting along just fine. Alright. You say you're fine? Then you're fine. Now your friend's a W friend, dude, because that's... He's correct. He saved you... He, A, saved you headache of spending extra money. B, he saved you time and patience. And C, he saved you more money because you would have had to get him to rebuild the PC regardless, and probably would have had to end up buying more parts, because some of those parts, when they come out, they can definitely break even if you're a seasoned veteran when you do that stuff. So props to your friend for saving you. He probably saved you more than $250. Let's actually be honest with you. To actually be honest with you, he probably saved you way more. Not gonna lie, it took us 7 hours assembling it, but it was a good time. But yeah, you got to spend quality time with your friend. You guys got to eat pizza and drink beer, and you got to hang out and do it and have an experience to like to just be dudes and bond, right? Like, that's so good. I think that's the best. I think that's the best thing you could ever ask for. And honestly, it sounds like just a good way to spend 7 hours, dude. Especially the first boot was... Oh, dude. Nothing better than turning that on, and after you have your panic attack when it doesn't boot up for the first, 30 seconds. It takes 30 to 5 minutes for it to boot up. But it does eventually boot up, and when it boots up, you're just all, oh yeah, dude, fucking right, we did it. Nothing better, buddy. Nothing better. I want to get us to Kazalgar, and then I think I want to... Or not even to Kazalgar. I think I just want to get us to the next point here.
To see you.
Citizens of
Take care,
Dalaran.
my friend.
Thank you for your help. It's important that the citizens of Dalaran are ready whenever may come. For whatever may come.
Mindful of your duty.
Bran. They're getting along. Well, I'll be a goat's uncle. No offense to Dagger. Heart attack, yeah. Him navigating the BIOS and telling me, now pray for no power outage and everything breaks. Everything breaks gave me a heart attack. Yeah. So I got a prime example of why you shouldn't do this. And I'll tell you, this was a vexing thing, and I know it's going to eat up my time because I want to get off of here soon. But before we get to the point in the story where we're like moving along here, I want to tell you this story, and you'll feel your heart sink when I tell you the thing that happens. So, girlfriend comes to me one of the last couple of months. She's like, hey, one of my friends' moms wanted their computer fixed, and I know that you've done computer stuff, so can you take a look at it? So I looked at it, and what it was is that it would boot up, and it would just cycle. 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 I let it run for 3 hours, and it just cycled. It kept cycling. So I finally started to be like, okay, well, I gotta try to pinpoint what's going on with this. So I looked at it, and you know, it was a decent gaming laptop. It was really good condition laptop. I don't understand how it was even broken. And then she told me, she goes, oh, by the way, my friend told me that she was doing a Windows update and and somehow the device got powered off. This is the point in the story in which your heart should sink, because if you do that during a Windows update, there's a slight chance that it'll do exactly what I just described to you. It will cycle and boot, cycle and boot, cycle and boot, cycle and boot. And it won't ever actually load up because it didn't get to download the data for the update. And the update is crucial in the startup and maintaining of the OS on the system. So the second any power is pulled, or it shuts off, or the power surges, you're pretty much done. It took me and my friend who works in IT a combined total of, like, I want to say 10 actual, like, hours. Just kind of chatting back and forth, trying to figure out, spitballing ideas about what could work. We ended up having to bypass hard drive recovery, load in a new copy of Windows, and then force a new copy of Windows to take over, but still give us access to the drive. Because the hard drive, we couldn't just, like, if we could just wipe the hard drive, it would have been great. But we couldn't just wipe the hard drive because she had like 30,000 pictures, I'm pretty sure, and I'm not even exaggerating, it was 30,000 pictures on that computer that she wanted saved. So, yeah. So I had to basically, we had to basically hack into a laptop that we had no access to the hard drive of, except for partitioning off a part of that hard drive, putting the Windows server, like putting the Windows, OS on it, and then going into the hard drive that you can't access from the main one on an alternative account for the laptop. It like, me and him talking back and forth to try to figure this all out, that was a total of 6 hours. The rest of the time was me taking pictures off of the thing, putting it onto a hard drive that she could use to get back up her pictures. But I had to do so much work to get it to fix that I just put the pictures back on myself. I'm like, I'm not going to get my USB stick back if I send it away. It'll probably come back broken. So I just put it back on myself. But yeah, that was quite the time. Yeah. Well, that certainly makes my job easier. Thanks for checking on them all the same.
Travel safe.
You're welcome. And now, Drendon, what do you want, my friend? My totally not evil
Hello
friend.
there.
Alright, well done, champion. Let's hope that it's enough. I would hate for anything bad to happen to our city right as the world needs it the most.
Goodbye to you.
I'm sure you are so concerned.
I'm glad you're here.
Troubling times lie ahead. To
Always
Kazalgar,
happy to help.
from what Magni's seen, Kazalgar may not be the safest of destinations. We'll be relying on your aid should the fight break up. Oh, it was so stressful. Let us know when you are ready to depart.
It's good to have you on our side.
All right. So we're going to stop here.